Hi ladies, I thought today, I haven't done an application video for a while, so I thought I would just do very quickly, sort of for the party that's going on right now and just in general, some of the other products that ShadowSense has to offer. So what I have sort of going on, I have done sort of my moisturizing treatment. I have a fairly kind of red complexion a little bit, have some red under my complexion, and then I also have, you can see I had a zit, and then I've got some different coloring up here through my forehead where I have actually some eczema. So I'll just show you what I would do on a daily basis, and some of the ShadowSense products that I have found work really well for me. So there's two different choices. You can actually use them both, but we have color correcting tinted moisturizer, and this is the light. And then we also have a foundation, and I use dewy. So I usually don't use both, but some people do. They'll put on the color tinted moisturizer first to sort of get that coloring a little more even, and then they'll follow it with foundation. I don't choose to do both usually because I don't want to wear that much makeup, especially like in the summer. It's a little, even for my dry skin, a little bit more than I like. So what I do is I use the pearlizer and then I use the foundation. So what I do is I just squirt, I don't know, like a little half a pump of foundation, and then like a half a pump of the pearlizer. And so that's sort of what I get on the lid there. And then I just stir it together. So the pearlizer will kind of give you this nice soft look. And then I just sort of blot that on. And you can do this with a sponge, you can do it with your fingers, you can do it with whatever you want. I use a brush. So I sort of have this flat brush, and I sort of stipple it on so that I can get a little bit more even, and I can even, I still have some on my lid here, and I can sort of get that on there. So that helps a little bit with my bad coloring. I'm also got a little bit of sunburn going on, just a little bit. So I do that. Then what I use is, we have a translucent powder. It comes with a built-in brush, although you can take the top off and just take the powder out if you have a different brush that you like. It closes up in here, and the translucent powder is what's going to set your foundation. So you can use the foundation or the tinted moisturizer and then set it with the powder, and it will stay on all day, just like the Lipsense. So you can go to the pool or do whatever. I usually, when you first get this, you have to whack it on the counter like hard, like 20 times to get the powder to come out. Once you do that, then it's in there. I usually give it a couple of little knocks there, and then I apply the powder. And this will sort of even out my skin tone a little bit as well. And I'm actually gonna just get a little bit more powder. There we go. Sometimes it gets a little stuck in there and I have to kind of nudge it out. So that is the powder, and this is just the natural color. Then what I use, especially when I'm not wearing a ton of makeup, I use the bronze dust, which is also the other powder, and I just use that as a little bit of, actually a little bit on my cheeks. And that's sometimes all I use on my cheeks. I also use two colors. I like, this is the cherry. It's a cream to powder blush that you can put on, and then I also like the terracotta. I like both of them. So to use them, I'll just put a little on today. You don't need much, and if you're from Colorado, actually with the altitude, it starts coming out the top immediately. So you usually don't even have to squeeze it, and you just put a little bit on your finger. I just usually clean, honestly, the outside of it, and that's all I need. then what I'm going to do, I've got a little bit on my finger, and I'm just going to take a little bit and sort of put that on there and then just blend it. I'm doing this on my iPad, so my mirror is my iPad. So we're going to get that as well blended as I can. Trying to make that even. Again, making it even in my iPad. I think that's pretty good. I'll have to check it when I go back in, but pretty good. Okay, so then what I do is I usually go in and do some eyeshadow, and let me show you the eyeshadows that I really like. So if I'm doing more of a sort of a neutral day, more browns, things like that, I typically will use Candlelight on my lid. Looks like that. I will use Sandstone Pearl sort of up by my brow, and I will use Copper Rose in my crease. These are cream to powder ShadowSense, and but they can be used for all different kinds of things. I actually use Mocha Java in my eyebrows. So these are multi-use. Again, they're like Lipsense. You put them on, they're not going to come off. They're going to stay. So, but today I'm wearing this blue skirt. Can you see that? So this blue skirt. So I thought, I haven't tried violet yet. So I'm going to actually try, I'm going to use Lavender Shimmer on my eyes, just a little bit of a pastel color, and then I'm gonna put on Violet Volt, which is a special neon color we have this summer. So these are very easy to use. You can use your pen, your brush. So you could put a little of this on your eyelid and then blend it with a brush. You could actually just use this applicator. So I'm gonna put, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to do a little bit of Snow, which is like a white color, on my lid. And you can also use your finger. So if you don't want to use, and I don't use a ton, 2 little dabs there. And if you don't want to use a, I need a little bit more, use a brush for this, you don't need to. Just use your finger. So these are cream to powder. They will dry in about 20 seconds. So you have about 20 seconds to really work it in before it dries. So you do have to move somewhat quickly. So that just gives me a little bit of, I don't know if you can see that, a little bit of white snow on my eyelid, and this has been actually sold out for a long time, so I'm excited that it came back in. So now I'm just going to take some lavender. Again, this is a kind of a low-key day for me, so I can get it to come out. Yep, there's some dots there, some dots there. And again, you can use a brush or you can use your finger. I'll use a brush this time, and I'm just sort of putting that sort of on the top of my lid to give it a little bit of color. You can sort of see. And again, I'm doing this on my iPad. I didn't even bring a mirror down. So let's see, I might need a little bit more on this one. To sort of blend that in. And so then you just want some light, sort of some light colors for me today. Nothing too crazy, because my lips are going to be crazy. Okay, so then I sort of just wipe off my brush a little bit. So then what I'm going to do is do my Lipsense. And actually before I do that, let me do a little bit of eyeliner. So we have a couple of choices for eyeliner. We have the liquid eyeliner. This dries super fast if you use it. It has a very small little tip on it, and you just use it as a liquid liner. It dries really fast, and I will be honest, it takes, let me wipe it off here, it takes a little bit of practice to get used to using it. So because it dries so fast, if you don't get your line really good, then you got to go use some Foops to get it off, Foops remover. So this takes a little bit of practice, so don't be frustrated. Hang in there and try it. The other option is you can use Onyx, our black cream to powder. And this is what I've been using lately. So the way that I use this is I just put a little bit on my angled brush. Ooh, this is going to be really hard. We'll see if I can do this in the iPad. And then I just sort of put that on. Oh, I don't know what we're going to get here. This is hard on an iPad. So we're just doing the best we can. Don't judge. Right? Okay. So there's a little bit. Let's try, and then I just put a little bit more. Let's try this one. I'm going to probably have to go fix this a little bit, but it'll give you the idea. And you can see I already have some eyeliner. Oh, this isn't blended. Eyeliner on there. That's because I have permanent makeup. So I just put this right over my permanent makeup. Gosh, props to anybody who does this on an iPad because it is hard. Okay. And then I sort of just wash my clean off my brush with a little napkin. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Then what I'm going to do is I can go in with just some LashSense. And LashSense, we also have an UnderSense if you want more of a thicker look to your eyelashes. You can use that too. So, and you'll see I still need to do some better blending right here, but I'll go through and do that. So when I have a mirror. But there's some light makeup. So now what I want to do is apply my Lipsense. So first thing I'm going to do is clean dry lips. Again, witch hazel's recommended at the beginning, but once you've used witch hazel and your lips have gone through the exfoliation phase, which if you haven't seen that, if you will just search exfoliation at the top of my Facebook page, you'll find a video on exfoliation. But once they've gone through the exfoliation phase, you probably can just clean them with soap and water. For me, that doesn't work. My Lipsense doesn't stay as well. So I'm using witch hazel. So clean and dry lips, and then what we're going to use today is Violet Volt. So this is one of our neons, and I posted yesterday something about lip color and not being afraid of lip color. I think we get into a mindset of what we look good in and what we don't look good in because other people have told us that, or it's our own perception. Stick your neck out there. I mean, if you really hate it, you can just take it off. If you are, you're beautiful, and so give something new a try. Right, Taylor? Yeah. Taylor's here. Okay, so this is Violet Volt. I shook it. There's a lot of product on here. I have never used this, so we're going to give it a try. So I'm going to line my lips first, and I'm going to go in one direction. That's purple. Go. There's one. How's it look, Taylor?
Bright.
Bright. Okay, here's two. With some of these brighter colors, they can take a little while longer to dry too. So I can feel that the top is still a little bit wet. So then what I'm going to put over the top of it is Fire Opal. We also have a Pink Flash Opal, but I'm going to try Fire Opal. It will give it an opalescence and completely change the color of anything that you're wearing. So my third layer is going to be this. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna let it dry. And then I'm gonna do another one. So I'm gonna actually have 4 layers on my lips today. There we go. So that sort of changes the color a little bit. And then Taylor, go grab my opal gloss for me. So Taylor's gonna go grab my opal gloss, and I'm gonna use that today. It'll add even a little bit more opal to it right now. Right now my lips are still drying and they're a little sticky. So while she goes and grabs that, if you are new to Lipsense, what you'll want to do is get a collection, which comes with your gloss, your color, and then it comes with an oops remover, which I don't think I have with me. Those come as a trio. And then once you have those 3, then you can buy different glosses and different colors as you see fit. But that's what you'll need to kind of get started. I get asked a lot of times, can I use a different gloss? Different gloss will break down the color, so probably not. The other thing I'm going to use opal gloss, and when you get it, it looks funky. It separates basically in the bottle, so as soon as you crack it open, it'll start to combine again. You kind of stir it around, but it comes that way, so don't think you're doing something wrong. Okay. Okay, and there it is. So we've got 2 layers Violet Volt, 2 layers Violet Volt. We've got 2 layers of Fire Opal, so those 2, and then I used opal gloss today. So those are our 3. Then on my eyes, again, I used Snow and a little bit of Lavender Shimmer, and then I used the Onyx for my eyeliner, and then finally I used this for my cheeks, which is Cherry BlushSense. I actually used both the powders, and then I used the pearlizer mixed with a little bit of my foundation. So that's the look today. I hope you have a great day, and sorry this is a little longer than I expected. Okay, bye.